Another ingredient in developing an intimacy mindset is radical honesty. Radical honesty is noticing a change in your body and what you're experiencing and being able to verbalize it to yourself and your partner. Before you place any judgment or blame, you're just kind of noticing what's coming up and practicing just saying how you feel. Vulnerability is required here. It's pretty challenging to say something with the expectation that your partner might not receive it well, but just practicing being honest about what you're feeling opens up that container for vulnerability to start to flourish. This is true for both the person verbalizing and receiving the information. It's practicing that honesty while also not judging what's being said, just hearing the other person's experience and knowing that their experience is very different from yours because you're looking through very different lenses. Just to expand on this, the lens that you view the world is very much heavily influenced by your past, by how you were raised, and you're really only able to see a very small amount of what is actually occurring. So, if your partner tells you something that you don't necessarily agree with, that's okay, but they're just describing what their experience is. When you're both able to tell each other what you're experiencing and validate or lovingly correct what your intentions were, this is a great place to start to build that vulnerable space. That's great for being able to express those deeply rooted wants, needs, and desires. I find that many people go years without saying this one little thing that turns into like a festering wound that builds up resentment towards your partner when you might not even have the awareness that that's what is causing the resentment, and they have no idea that the reason that you resent them is because they don't clean their shoes off before they come into the house. Radical honesty is super important because if you don't practice this, these little things that bother you about your partner or that you notice in your experience that you're not communicating become these little festering wounds. So something that was very small that could have been taken care of when it was occurring starts to build up resentment and blame and frustration to your partner, and you really have no idea maybe where it started from. So practicing radical honesty is saying, I'm going to look at these wounds that I'm carrying. I'm going to be honest about them so that we can clear them off and move forward with clarity and loving connection. Allowing this buildup of unsaid truths will 100% affect your sex life because there are all these blocks and barriers that you're putting in between your partner that, again, you might not realize that they're there. They surely don't realize that they're there. So it leads to further disconnection by you maybe protecting that thing that you think, oh, I'm going to hurt their feelings by saying this, when really it's creating up a wall that's now unintentionally hurting their feelings and yours. When deciding if you want to disclose certain information, you can ask yourself this question: if I don't say this, will it cause me to resent my partner? Will it cause me to be angry at them? Or will it cause my heart to close towards connection? That's just a good self-care check-in to say, is this going to ruin our connection if I don't say it? And if the answer is yes, then practicing radical honesty will help you to get really good at saying what you need, what you want in your relationship.